Hey guys, this is the Ultimate Warrior, and in this video I will talk about another lesson from AX. Was the Premier Pass worth it? Well, I can only speak for myself, but yes, for me personally, yes, the Premier Pass was worth it. When I originally purchased the Anime Expo Premier Pass last year, the goal was to make the process for me as smooth as possible. Sorry about that. But yeah, that being said, this was my first time in going to Anime Expo, and this is my first time in California. This is the furthest I've ever been away from where I live, which is South Carolina, which is like on the opposite side of the freaking country. So anything I could do to make my Anime Expo trip a lot easier, that's what I went for, and that's why I went with the Premier badge. And I didn't use all of the perks for it. I didn't use the $50 voucher code. Heck, I nearly forgot that there was a Premier fan lounge, and I just happened to find it by accident while I was looking for like another panel. So yeah, I went in the lounge and it was great. They gave you drinks. Probably, if I had to say my one complaint, is that they didn't have enough of certain types of drinks like Sprite. And you know, I think partially that's because, you know, Premier fans, some of them kept getting like 4, 5, 3 multiple cans of the same. So I think that's why they ran out early. So I hope that next year they'll restock the drinks, or they'll have enough to last for the entire weekend. But other than that, I loved the lounge. It was nice. You know, you got a couple of entitled D-bags, I'll say, but for the most part it was decent. I wish I could have hung out there more, but with my schedule and going in kind of late, that kind of shifted, I guess, my priorities. So I didn't get to hang out there as much and meet some of the special guests of honor. I think the biggest thing that the Premier Pass helped me with was dealing with the lines, because if you're a Premier fan, I know for this year, if you are lined up for a panel, they'll have like certain sections, whereas Premier fans and ADA also, let me just touch on that. If you're going Premier, you will have to kind of fight. The lines won't be as long, but there will be a line of people, so you still kind of want to get there early, like before 15 minutes. I would just get there like an hour ahead of time, just to be on the safe side, because not only are you in line with Premier Pass individuals, but you also have ADA individuals, and depending on what panel it is, that line can be kind of long. So I definitely recommend getting there earlier than 15 minutes. 30 minutes at the very least, but like I said, an hour would probably be ideal if you're not doing anything else. But that was my biggest thing with the Premier Pass, was getting in line, or having like a certain line for us, basically, because there's oftentimes when I was in line for a panel, that panel, or excuse me, I'm thinking of so many things at once, so it's all like coming together. So yeah, you'll have like people with like the 1-day badge or 4-day badge go up to the volunteers, and they'll be like, well, unless you're ADA or Premier, you have to wait in the line outside underneath the tent. But then they'll see my badge and it's like, oh, you're Premier, you just wait right here. And then there was like a couple of cases where I was like first in line, or either like third or fourth. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's like I didn't have to wait in a long line. As far as panels goes, the only line I really waited in, well, I've only waited in one line, and that was kind of by choice, because I was hanging out with these two awesome cosplayers, the Fuda Akira cosplayers that I did the interview with. I hung out with them, And so I wouldn't mind waiting in that line because it was cool to have someone to hang out with. But I didn't go with anyone to the expo, so it was pretty much just me. But it was definitely worth it for me. And in fact, anytime I go to Anime Expo, I'm going to score for the Premier Pass. And in fact, the Premier Pass comes open in less than 2 hours. Well, 12 o'clock Los Angeles time, but it's going to be 3 o'clock my time. So I'm just like up waiting, trying to hope for the chance that I can get the Premier Pass, because it, for me at least, it is so good that I refuse to go to Anime Expo without the Premier badge. I liked how they mailed it to me this time, so I didn't have to wait in a long hot line and be tired before we even start anything. Apparently they're going to be mailing all of the badges, you know, at least to US and Canadian citizens, but I know this year it definitely helped, because from what I've heard, the lines wrapped around from, I think, the center, the convention center, all the way to, like, I think I guess some people would say the shadier parts, and it kind of ran into like where the homeless people stayed. And yeah, I don't want to travel 5 hours on a 5-hour flight to stand in long lines like that. It's almost worse than Black Friday from what I've heard and saw. So yeah, I'm thankful that the Premier badge at least helped with that this time. I don't know how it's going to be next year if I happen to get it, especially with all the badges being mailed out, but hopefully the transition process will be easier on everyone. Now, if you were to ask me, is the Premier badge worth it for you? Man, that is going to be a tough one to say, because I really don't like speaking on behalf of others. I just like speaking from my personal experience. But I know that there are people out there who are kind of asking that question for themselves. A lot of people will tell you no, it's not worth it, especially if they're like in the Los Angeles area or whatnot, or kind of near. Some people will tell you that it is worth it. If you ask me, Ultimate Warrior, should I get the Premier badge? Well, I think a lot of it is just going to be based on what you want to do, and even your personality. I will say, if you're like me, and this is your first time going to Anime Expo, or maybe even second time or whatnot, and you're coming from out of state, and you're flying in maybe, if you're just like all of the way, like, I don't know, from Japan or whatever. Not that I don't think anyone outside of the US or Canada ever sees these type of videos from me, but, or any for that matter. But anyways, if you're going and you're going by yourself, meaning you're not having like friends or family go with you to Anime Expo to have a good time maybe, and you're new to the area, or you can't navigate the whole Anime Expo thing as good, and you don't have, or you maybe have a lot of stuff you want to do or see, or maybe not, it might be worth checking into, looking to see if you should get a Premier badge. Now, if you absolutely know what you want to do, and know that you're not doing much, or you have everything pinned down to a T, and you're on like a tight budget, or you're just unwilling to spend exuberant amount of money for it, it may not be worth it for you. Yeah, it's really going to be a hit or a miss. Like I said, personally, if you're not from the area, you're not hanging out with anyone that you know of, you're kind of a loner in that sense, you're just kind of free to do whatever and whenever, and if you hate waiting in lines, and if you want to feel kind of special, yeah, I would definitely look into it. You know, I got the Premier Pass, and if I don't get it this year, or even like in 2017, if I don't get it Listen, if I don't get alright, calm down, Ultimate. If I do not get the 2018 Premiere badge for Anime Expo, then I refuse to go. There, I got it out. So, yeah. I'm guessing that's all. But I will say, I guess it's not all. I will say, I'm a little saddened that the price keeps going up, because last year when I got it, it was like about $388.75 after the Eventbrite fees, and now it's starting off as $400 if you're lucky enough to get it when they first come out. But you know, for me, this will be something I save up for every year, so I don't mind paying it. My concern is I just hope that they don't take away a lot of the perks this year, or you know, I hope they expand on the perks some. But if they don't, I'd be willing to pay the $400. Again, I save up for it, and I still have leftover money from my Anime Expo savings this year that I will definitely be using to go towards. So yeah, definitely check it out. If you have any more questions about that, feel free to ask me in the comments, and I'll try to clarify whatever I can. Or, you know, if you just have any more questions, or just any questions about my personal experience with this being my first AX and just in California for the first time, you know, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll try my best to make a video response. So yeah, I want to get the brief lessons to AX, or lessons from AX series started. And I don't have anything better to do, so after this video, I'll probably put out a couple of more videos just talking about my lessons from there, and really just to pass the time until I can get that Premiere Pass, or until the Premiere Passes go up, and then hopefully I can make a video saying that, yay, I got mine. But we got about less than 2 hours, so until then, if you happen to like this video, or you're just a fan of video games / Ultimate game stuff in general, or even a fan of drink testing, taste testing, toys, reviews, stuff like that, then feel free to check out the rest of my channel. And if you happen to like what you see, then please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, do what you gotta do, and I will see you guys in the next video. Alright guys, talk to you later. Bye.